Hi guys, I decided to start off with a love heart and then I realized, I could do with a bit of toning up there. Anyway, how are you all this morning? It is 7:50 and it is pretty dark outside, but who cares? We're getting on with good stuff. So this is December. I had said I was going to do a bit of fasting in December. I kind of didn't. I did it at the beginning, and now I'm a little bit ways, as my mother used to say, and still says probably. So I am getting back in the wagon now today and doing a bit more fasting, but I kind of listen to my body. I've said this before. Sometimes if you do things on an ongoing basis, you do need a break. So I took a little break from the fasting. I actually feel brilliant. I'm sleeping brilliant. Everything is brilliant. I cannot say enough about how brilliant everything is. So this morning I want to talk a tiny bit about anxiety and depression. Now, I personally have not really suffered from depression, but when I look back at my bad diet, and I think maybe if you were to look back now retrospectively, you would say, yeah, maybe I was a bit depressed there or whatever, or a bit, what would I call it? As if you weren't living. You kind of living a half a life, I suppose. Not really knowing there was anything specifically wrong, but I realized now that a lot of things had been attached to diet. And I would have been a lot more anxious and a lot more not sleeping about things. Now, nothing bothers me. Um, and I'll say that about the ketogenic diet is you will feel a lot better mentally as well as physically. It is just wonderful. And now there is a psychiatrist she's working on it a few years. There's a psychiatrist in Harvard. I will, if you look up Metabolic Mind, it's YouTube videos. It's called At Metabolic Mind. My God, it will change your life. If any of you suffer from depression or anxiety or anything like that, I have watched it many, many times and I would absolutely acquiesce if you do a clean keto diet, clean out your system. I would say do it for 7 days, but eventually you're going to do it for more. So it's like anything. When I first started fasting, I could hardly fast for like 2 hours, then maybe 4 hours. Then I went to 5 hours, 6 hours, 7 hours. Eventually I got to 16. Everybody was on about this 16-8. And I was like, what the hell is that? So 16 hours of not eating. What a concept. I couldn't handle it. I was like, oh my God, I will never be able to do this. So eventually I got to the 16-8 and I thought that is it. That is all I will ever be able to do. And then I was reading about people who did OMAD, who did 20 hours of not eating, 4 hours of eating. I said, what the hell? I can't do this. What the? I will die. I will die. So eventually I got to 20 and then you eat in 4 hours. So I was ramming in the food for the 4 hours, trying to get it in because it was very strict at the beginning about my eating windows. And being strict is a good thing. If you fall off the wagon, you'll eventually have to go back to being strict. So when I was doing fasting in November, I was very strict. There was one moment, 2 tiny little sausage rolls in the middle of the month past my lips. But other than that, I did not eat a refined carb. And I can tell you, I felt incredible. It's almost like you're flying above the world because you're wondering, how did I live like that down there in the trenches, clogging along with my feet in the clay. So then I did OMAD for a little bit. Now, OMAD didn't really suit me. I think it doesn't really suit women, but it didn't really suit me. That's where you eat one meal a day. Because I found myself going, I want some more food. It wasn't even that I was really hungry, but the concept of it is that you're really trying to panic and eat your food. So I did that a bit. Then I realized maybe fasting every second day might be a little bit better, but then you get back into a routine, you're kind of eating normally again. But I always kept the carbs out of my diet as much as possible. And then I would have kind of a period of time where I'm like going on a bit of a bender, which to me, that's the way I live best. So I have my clean periods and then I kind of have, a little, I might have a McDonald's, I might have a few drinks, I might go out for dinner, that kind of stuff, normal stuff. So I kind of try to preserve it for some other time. So I didn't do it in November, even though the temptation was there, even to end just before, because the end of November came at a weekend. Very tempting to go get drink on the Friday night or get something nice to eat on the Friday night. I didn't do it. I stayed going until after, and it was well into, or not well into December, but it was like a few days into December. And it feels so good. It feels so good. Now, the only thing I will say, my observation, is that weight is very easy to put on, but it is not so hard to get off, even on the ketogenic diet. But the great thing about the ketogenic diet is the fat you have is decent fat. It's like the subcutaneous fat, so it's the chubby stuff on the outside, but I'm lovely and clean on the inside. So it's wonderful to, and even my atherosclerosis, so that's the plaquing inside the arteries, mine's practically at zero. Did I do my makeup wrong there? Mine's practically at zero. So, and that's from, now, unfortunately, I never got my bloods done before I started keto. I never thought about getting my bloods done. It was probably pure sludge, pure like chugging along, sludge. Whereas now my blood is flowing so well. Everything is brilliant. So I'm still to do those blood results. I have the updated ones where they had forgotten 6 or 7 pages off the end of it for some reason. But I got them back and they're all there. So I must do those. So, yeah, for your mental health, I would say, like, there's one guy, I cannot remember his name. I think he was kind of from a wealthy family, but American guy, could not solve his depression, was going around and around and around to doctors, was sent to every fantastic doctor in the country in America, couldn't find it, and eventually discovered keto, and he was like, oh, this isn't going to work. Same as myself in 2023. I was like, this isn't going to work. Yeah. What? And solved his own very severe depression, ended up getting married, having a little baby, and maybe his 2 babies now, and having really a transformed life. I think he might have even gone back to college and started studying a medical degree as a result of this transformation. So if you look at Metabolic Mind, I really want to help people also who have, mental challenges, because even in the circle of people that I have been helping, it's transformative. It's transformative. And you will be cynical, you will probably be nasty, you'll probably be hating me. I don't care. I'm in the fortunate position that I have been in through all of these shitty periods. I have had all of this crap, mental, physical. So I'm on the other side, and I don't need to worry about what other people think about me. I am fortunate enough to have reached the promised land. Like I have said, and I've said to people I've helped, and they have said back to me that I said it's like reaching the promised land. And when they finally get there, it is like reaching the promised land. You can be extremely healthy without an awful lot of compromise, without an awful lot of, at the beginning, of course, the concept of not eating carbs with every meal is phenomenally difficult. I mean, I'm an Irish person. We grew up in spuds and potatoes. I didn't have pasta until later on, but then it was all pasta. Complete, like we adopted. Irish people are great for that. Like we're fully in with the pasta. So that's all we're eating. And then like you say, you should have protein and fat. No, just pasta. Give me pasta. That's it. So I've been there. I know what it's like. I know what it's like to have the sludge going around my body and not realizing it and feel like I'm dead. I may as well be dead. What's the point in living? It was just, each day was, and I'm not saying I was depressed or anything, but it was like kind of a nothing, So it is so good to feel like this, and you can feel like this too. You start embracing your life, but you're going to be cynical. You're going to hate me. You're going to say, she's talking rubbish. She's talking shite out of her asshole. But I'm the winner. And you can be the winner too. So anybody that's suffering from mental illness, I hate that word. I hate these phrases that they have. I hate these labels. That's the one thing, anybody who knows me intimately, I hate labels. I hate them. I hate using the terminology, but sometimes there is no other term. There is no other word. So let's say, for the sake of argument, if you're suffering from mental illness, go keto. Go keto. If you're suffering from it is almost 100% back to your gut, and you will get some supplements. Some people are against supplements. Listen, we live in the modern world. Half our food has no nutrients in it. So get some supplements. My life has transformed since I started taking supplements. I didn't introduce them at the very beginning when I was on keto. I started introducing them little by little. Transformative. You will not, and definitely cod liver oil. Get some cod liver oil, lads. I don't care if you're vegan, get some cod liver oil. I do drink, if you're vegan, look at Brian Johnson. His protocol is vegan and he works really, really well. Now he's doing all sorts of other things like plasma transfers and all this kind of stuff that us ordinary people ain't able to do. So, but do still have a look at him, and it's olive oil. Now I do the olive oil protocol as well, where I drink a shot of olive oil every day, but I think the cod liver oil is better. I feel a little better, a little bit more like whiz in my brain. But look, that's up to yourself. If you're vegan, you're vegan, you know. So go for it and look after yourself and look and feel amazing internally and externally. You will just never worry about anything again, and you will feel kinder, happier. There's just everything going for it. Everything going for it. Talk to you soon. Have a lovely day. I must go off to work. Bye.